happy to have you. Cardano is something that I'm following, and I'm happy to have you so that we can
Okay.
talk a bit about that. I will let you introduce yourself like fully, like your name, where you are, and a bit your background and everything.
So my name is Joshua Akpan, from Nigeria, currently in Port Harcourt, which is, in the south of Nigeria. And I am, you know, one of the founders of Proof of Africa, which is it's a blockchain project, but it's mostly like a stake-pool powered initiative for Africa. And I'll get into that in a bit when we start talking about Cardano. But essentially, I started my blockchain, so to say, career in 2017, where I discovered like cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And I got really fascinated by them because it just felt a lot like a revolution. And there was nothing quite like it. We were already used to fiat currency, but this was revolutionary in the sense that it's deflationary in nature, and then it feels more like the next frontier of what finance is going to look like. And it just completely blew my mind, and I just started doing more digging into it. And I found Cardano from there in 2018 and watched the famous Charles Hoskinson whiteboard presentation that everybody has seen. And I was intrigued because Cardano was mostly focused in Africa, and obviously that would get my attention because I'm African. Like, okay, what did they want to do for Africa, and how can I get involved? So I started teaching blockchain. I wasn't an expert, it's just like a conversation like this, like we talk about it and just hey, have you heard about this thing? Where do we go from here? How do we utilize this thing to solve like the problems we'll face with down here in Africa? So from then on, I became like an ambassador for Cardano, and I kept holding these meetups. And for right now, we just transitioned to a point where we don't just talk about it. We actually want to teach our developers from the pool of talent we have to actually use these tools to start building solutions, because we've talked about the problems a lot, but now we want to start building solutions on the blockchain for Africans. Common problems that we face in Africa: we have electricity problem, we have bad infrastructure, we have internet problem and stuff. So there are things that we feel these are pain points that are common to the general African person, and then there's a lot of these things can be fixed. It's not like it's just a whole lot of corruption. Like, they won't let this thing get fixed, But I don't want to get deep into that. I don't feel like a politician, but then again, it's a revolution and we're here for it.
Okay. Anyway, like most crypto guys, they started with Bitcoin or Ethereum. You started with Bitcoin, but did you pass through Ethereum, or you went from Bitcoin directly to Cardano? How was it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I wouldn't say I got involved I wasn't really like invested in Ethereum, because this might sound cliche, but what actually got my attention was not like the currency, it was the tech, And at the time, Cardano was becoming like, it was like, okay, this is a third generation cryptocurrency. So it got my attention because the scene was dominated by Ethereum, but there's something even better. So it's like, I just leapfrogged it, I held some Ethereum at the time, but it wasn't about holding Ethereum. It's about what can I build on the blockchain since I'm in Africa. And then, I was very interested in Cardano for that reason. So it was no beef to Ethereum. It's just, hey man, you're going for the best if you want to go for it, right? So
yeah. So you are all in Cardano, or you also check other blockchains, you check it out. Do you have a general point of view of like some blockchains that you know? I know there is like Celo is a bit there, like they're trying to push in Africa. I know that there's Tezos and some other blockchains.
So I wouldn't say I'm invested in any other crypto as much as I am in Cardano, because I'm actually building on Cardano. So I don't know if it's bad, but I don't really look out for, what's going on in any other crypto. I'm just so like focused on like building, like my mind is here. I have this project that's going on. So I don't really have time to look at other. I know I'm in the best one, but I get to see, you see the news, if you're on crypto Twitter, you see all this other stuff come up, and there's this a little bit of interoperability between like the community. So you hear people talking about comparisons and stuff. So You get to see it, but I'm not really like invested in it. It's like I don't even hold these currencies. I just believe that what I need to do is done in the current, crypto project that I'm pushing, that I'm, enthusiastic about or fascinated by. So to that note, I don't really look out for them. I know they exist. They're doing really well. No beef to them, but this is where I am.
Okay, nice. You started the Proof of Africa with Max and Gwendal, but how did you meet those on it? Because as you said, like they are not from Nigeria and they don't even speak, they speak English, but their first language is even French. Like, how did it happen?
Okay, for Max, I met Max in 2019 via, because we're both ambassadors for Cardano. So it was via this, we have a Slack channel, a mutual friend who happens to be a Cardano ambassador, Denisio. He reached out to me because they were having this show called the Cardano Community Podcast. So they wanted me on it.
Yeah, I follow him, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. So they wanted me to jump on it, and then that's how I met them, and we started talking. So I reached out to Max I DM'd Max, and I just thought, hey man, what can we do for Africa? I was having these ideas, like I'm already teaching, I'm already talking to these people, but it's not like sustainable for me, to continue holding meetups, because it costs money to actually hold meetups. And most times I just buy snacks, I rent the venues, and I wasn't getting paid by Cardano at the time. Like it's just from me. I just like a shared desire to actually teach people. And I wanted to do it in a bigger way while staying sustainable. So that's where we came up with the concept of Proof of Africa, because it's a stake pool powered adoption driver. So we're talking about the adoption of Cardano, but it needs to be powered by something to keep it running, So that is what Proof of Africa was. And that's how, my conversation started with Max. And, he's such a great guy. He was invested in the idea as much as I was. And it felt a lot like my idea, like it does for him too. So you're not African because you're born in Africa. You're African because Africa is born in you.
Yeah, exactly. Kwame Nkrumah, right?
Yeah, because yes, Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah, it's true in this sense, because when I started Proof of Africa, it was like an idea that was birthed in my heart and also his heart as well. So at that point, he was very much African as I was, So
exactly.
If I have someone that believes in the dream, it doesn't matter their skin color. It's like, let's get this done. And like I said, it's for Africa, but it really isn't about where you're from. The builders may not necessarily be, African by descent, but as long as their heart is here, we just need well-meaning people that wants to build for Africa. Because if you look at it, we have a lot of Africans that don't really mean well for Africa. So what qualifies them to be Africans? Is it because they are born here? Where's their heart? If their heart is not for Africa, are they really African? We can talk about this thing in a more highly philosophical way, but I'm just saying, like, if your heart is here, then you are African as much as I am. If you're contributing for the growth, if you're contributing for the advancement of the continent as a whole, then you're as much African as I am. So that's how I feel. It may cause some stares. I don't know. Your viewers might not like this, but
no. Okay. And we talked about POA with Maxime, but it was in French. So I'll allow you to talk about POA, like Proof of Africa, in English, and maybe like you can summarize a bit like the idea, and also where are you now? Like how many people? Is it possible to know how many people are staking with you guys? How much, like a bit like the numbers of Proof of Africa?
Okay, so the stake pool right now is currently at 11 million stake Cardano. ADA actually staked to it.
Okay.
We just crossed the 100 blocks threshold. So we've done like more than 100 blocks at this point. We hope to do more. We hope to hit 500, 1,000, and 10,000 someday. We're not saturated at this point, but we're looking forward to get at least 30 million ADAs stake to Proof of Africa. So what we do at Proof of Africa is we power initiatives that foster growth and adoption of blockchain technology, especially Cardano. So we have this initiative called ABCD. You probably have seen it. So it's called African Blockchain Center for Developers. And basically, we're just teaching developers from the pool of talents that we have. We just pick some people, we have a system we go through, and then we actually pay them to learn. And where do we get this money? It's from Proof of Africa. So we're saying, hey, I'm going to employ you to learn this technology. And then whatever ideas you have, we're going to incubate that ideas and make sure it succeeds. So whatever ideas you have for Africa, let's make that grow. Let's foster that, like let's push that and see what we can do to get more people to adopt the technology and help ourselves, because we need help down here, man. There's a whole lot of things that are not going the way it's supposed to. Agriculture sector, in healthcare, in business as well. So these things can be mitigated and these things can be solved by, adopting a more robust technology like the blockchain technology. So that's what we do at Proof of Africa.
Yeah. I know recently Ada had a good moment, right? Ada did it, right? How are you feeling now? You are feeling good?
I mean, come on, man. Yes, I feel. I mean, it makes you feel confident. It's like, yeah, it's such a good feeling that you are appreciated. How do I say this? I don't know how to say it, but yeah, if you're doing something within a space and then the value of the currency that backs that appreciates, it just tells you that even though like it's worth more than that, it just tells you that, hey, it's like, it makes you feel good about what you're doing, so to say, especially when you're invested in it financially.
Yeah. And about ABCD, I know you guys, like, you are trying to teach people about some, like, I guess there are programming languages, how to really develop some application on top of Cardano. But there is not yet, like, Cardano didn't launch yet, like, the smart contract platform. But still, you guys can start. You started with Haskell. What is it? Do you have a kind of, can I say, curriculum or a plan of education? Do you have something like that? Can you share with us?
Right. So, yeah, we do. We're actually working together with IOG, so the company that developed Cardano. So we have a working relationship with them, and we are going to get some resources from them for the developers. But for currently, we have a tailored curriculum for our devs right now. So we have a cohort of female developers, and there's a tailored curriculum that we've given to them, and they're working with Gimba Labs. So Gimba Labs is an educational initiative organization on Cardano that got funded by Cardano. So our developers are working with Gimba Labs to train them, to make it easy for them to onboard onto Cardano and start doing things like smart contracts in the future and metadata and writing.
Yeah, you guys start with Haskell, right? Haskell first, and then.
Yes. So initially we started with a Haskell course, although we have put that on pause, but we're still going to reenact that or restart that again. But what happened was our Haskell senior developer wasn't available to continue with the course, but we are working on something in the coming months to restart that. Yeah.
Okay. So Haskell, it's the learning curve is quite it's difficult to learn, right? Haskell, right? You don't think it can be a bit intimidating for some people to learn Haskell?
Yes, we get that reaction all the time, even for the developers we had within our space. Like, someone just told me, forget everything you knew. It's like one of those stuff where everything you knew, just throw that in the basket, because it's just going to re-engineer. You have to change your mindset. It's a complete switch of whatever you knew, and then Cardano is actually written in Haskell, and so it's a special language for high insurance code. And when you're dealing with things like that we're talking about third generation cryptocurrency, you really need to build it on Haskell if you're serious about it. So
okay. Let's talk a bit about crypto in Nigeria. Tell me, what is happening in Nigeria now?
So I'm sure you've heard about like the CBN ban on exchanges dealing with banks, and
yes.
For me, I feel like every revolution has its setback. Every revolution has its attacks. It doesn't mean it's going to stop it. It's literally unstoppable. How are you going to stop something that is decentralized? You can't really stop it. The problem they have is that they don't know how to stop it or regulate it. So this is their way of showing what they can do. But at the same time, we have peer-to-peer trading. How are you going to stop peer-to-peer trading? So it's a big blow, and it's embarrassing at the same time, because the same vein, like, they are stopping crypto, and Tesla is buying like $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then, just 2 days ago, South Africa is like exploring their own cryptocurrency. So where are we even going? In Nigeria, who are they listening to? Are they actually, do they have people that are exploring this technology, or they just wake up and make bans, which is just ban stuff because they want to ban stuff? It's really sad, but at the same time, Nigerians, we always thrive through these kinds of things. It's not the end of anything. We're gonna figure a way out. We already have. People are still trading cryptocurrencies. For a lot of people, it's a means for making their life better, getting access to funds, and so it's a form of livelihood for so many people. So stopping it without a cause, or stopping it without a warning for any reasonable reason, so to say, just it speaks bad for the government. There's so many notable people within the industry you can talk to and figure a way to regulate stuff if you want to. It just feels like not a very well informed decision to make, but just out of nowhere, you just ban. We have exchanges that are doing KYC, know your customer. So it's not like fraudulent people anonymously buy crypto on these exchanges. No, they have KYC, so what really are you trying to stop? You're saying, criminals use cryptocurrency to fund their activities. But before crypto, they were using your currency. How's that even a valid conversation? So I just feel like it was not a well-informed decision, and that's my opinion. I just hope, they do something about it. And if they don't, believe me, we are going to do something about it, because the youth are smart and they're going to figure a way out. Because things like this, when you try to stop a revolution, you're just going to get people to be more innovative, So this is going to spoil innovative startups and more innovative ideas to curb things like this.
But you said that people are already trading peer-to-peer, maybe some other innovative way will come up. But what will happen next with the government? What do you think will happen next? Or are you guys involved in all these what is happening? Because you guys are also crypto, right?
Well, we're in the same industry, so it affects everybody. Because now, if you want to convert your ADA, it's gonna affect you. It may not affect you when you are minting blocks or when you're doing activity or you're teaching people. It may not affect you, but when you want to convert your currency, that's when you're gonna feel it. Because all of us will meet at that point, So we're gonna feel the same thing. So for the government, I'm not sure what they are thinking or what they are planning at this point, but we can't be stopped.
Yeah, of course. But maybe Nigeria can be an example for a lot of other African countries.
Like I said, for South Africa at this point, they are already exploring ways to have their own cryptocurrency, which I believe Nigeria should take a cue from that and other African countries. So if a country like South Africa is exploring how to get on the cryptocurrency movement, well, what is stopping you? It means they know something. So instead of you banning what you really cannot ban, you look really strange doing that. Why not adopt the technology that's come to stay? Why not adopt it and make it easier for your citizens to get access to it? That's what good governance is all about. If something is good, you need to allow for the citizens to get access to it. Right?
Okay. Yeah. What do you think we can do? Something more except staking, like building some masternodes and everything. What do you think we can do to accelerate the adoption of blockchain in Africa? What do you think?
Well, revolutions are pushed by conversations.
Conversation.
If we continue talking, if we continue talking about it, it's gonna get into the ears of the right people or the people that need it. So if you're not staking, if you're not buying, and you know about it, well, teach about it. Teach people, talk to people about it. That's gonna help a lot, because the more people that are aware that know about this revolution, I think the more acceptance is gonna gain, and the more dominance it's gonna have within the continent. So I feel like for people that can't really trade or don't have the desire to, well, they can talk about it. It's a good thing.
What do you think the first project or the most important project that some developers can build on top of Cardano blockchain? Because I know DeFi is a big topic. People want to build financial things, but we said we'll not be political here, but what do you think we can really do to help the continent?
So I feel like importance is relative, right? What is important to me right now in Nigeria is different from what is important to you in Cote d'Ivoire, right?
Yeah.
So according to but we have common ground, like this agriculture.
Yes.
If we can make things better for farmers, which is like the heart of every nation, right? Well, why not adopt the blockchain technology for things like traceability, supply chain, and making access to bigger, larger markets for farmers, that will help a lot. And then for, I don't know how your country is, but we still have a situation down here where they sell fake drugs, which is really bad. We can curb that by allowing these things to be transparent on the blockchain, and we'll see where the drug is coming from A to B. So yeah, these are like my early ideas. Now you can talk about tokenizing real estate, and we have things like land registry problem in Africa, which is something that we face everywhere. So if you register your land on the blockchain, no one can steal it from you. So it's like easy one-stop solution. You don't have to fight anybody. It's there on the blockchain. Everybody can see who has it. So if we can build on solutions like this, that will make life easier for the common African, I feel that's a starter.
Yeah. I have a last question. I asked that to Maxime, and he told me one step at a time. It was like, what about other African countries? Because now it's like more like proof of Nigeria. It's not yet like it's not a proof of Africa. Are you guys thinking about at least 2 or 3 other countries?
Yes, so we already have relationship with some hubs down there in Cote d'Ivoire, in Botswana, in Ghana, also in Cameroon. So we've developed some relationship with them, especially for the initiative we're pushing right now, which is called the ABCD initiative. We're trying to establish hubs all across Africa. And we want to have something like African Development Network, so we can all communicate and share resources and libraries together. But for like the Proof of Africa side, we want to extend Proof of Africa to a DAO. So it's a decentralized autonomous organization. So when we set out to build Proof of Africa, we didn't want to build a company. We wanted to build an organization to allow for more Africans to come in and make decisions or vet, proposals that needs to be enacted in different countries. So I'm actually glad you asked that question, because we're actually heads down building the structures for what that would look like. And soon enough, we'll make an announcement for that. So it's not Proof of Nigeria, it's Proof of Africa. And we're going to have people like you that are going to come on, on board to actually talk about the future and how and what we need to get into for different parts of the community in Africa.
Okay, I guess in Botswana you are working with Alatanani.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember she told me that she's working with Cardano people. I didn't know which one, but now I think I know which one.
Yeah.
So how to, like, I know that you guys didn't like release yet a statement about it, but what if, for example, someone, I don't know, in let's say another country, Senegal, someone in Senegal wants to join the Proof of Africa, like he will contact you guys.
So for right now, like I said, we're heads down writing the structure for what it look like. We already have contacts I have some contacts in Senegal, actually. We have some friends in Senegal. But once the papers are released, I think it's going to contain how you can join, the team to actually build that.
Okay. I felt that in the Francophone area, it's not yet there. I think you guys, Nigeria, South Africa, you're really ahead.
That's why because we're very aware that we have the Francophone communities within Africa, like countries like, Cameroon, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, all these French-speaking countries. Most times they get left out because the information is not in their language, so it's really hard for them to comprehend. So that's why I'm happy that I had Max and Gwendal, because it was easy for me. So if I need to penetrate like places like that, they do the communication for me, which is like an advantage, So obviously in the DAO we're creating, I'm not sure how conversant you are with DAOs, decentralized autonomous organization. So we're going to have obviously part of like the community advisors, or if we set up things like a committee, it's going to have representative in these languages, so they can actually push the information to the people that need to hear it in their language, make it more easily accessible to them. So we might have things like proposals that might come in French, and the French speaking organizations are gonna push that and understand it better.
Okay, no problem. I hope I will talk to you later when you will really like go to other countries with the network, with the DAO you're talking about. But now I will let you say maybe last word, something that maybe a question that I didn't ask, or something that you want to say and you didn't have the opportunity to say. So I will let you say something, a last word for this show.
Okay, the blockchain technology is actually here to stay. It's not something you should fight. It's something you should build your life around. We missed out on so many revolutions, Africans, and this is the first time in a while that we are on par with the rest of the world in discovering this technology because it's so new, it's so nascent, and no one is ahead of us. So instead of banning it, instead of shying away from it, when you're seeing other countries that are more advanced than you adopt it, why not just take advantage of it? We are going to leapfrog so many problems when we take advantage of the blockchain technology. And if you think about it, I like to say this, it's funny, but about 400 years ago, when the slave masters took our people, they took them in chains, and 400 years later we have a different kind of chain. It's called the blockchain. So how about we use it to build a different society for ourselves and get on with the revolution?
It's a nice analogy. Thanks, Josh. It was a really a pleasure to talk to you, and I really hope that we'll talk later again about some other topics. Maybe you'll have another project, another spin-off. Yeah, I really hope.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.